brought to you by Manly Bands, another suck-ass performance by the offense. It's going to be a long season, everybody. I know at least for me, like a lot of people are really butthurt and been out of shape. I'm just kind of like, I'm already at the point of, well, whatever, because this is what we expected out of the Browns. I picked us to not win really any games 4 months ago when I saw the schedule get released. So just nothing that is happening so far is in the least bit surprising to me. So I guess I'm just numb to it already. I'm super pumped to be numb to the losses by week 2. Good job, Cleveland. I appreciate that. Before we get into all the nitty-gritty details of this game, though, remember, if you want to get your thoughts and intros on the show, head to thedawgspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail in the drop-down menu. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. You can find us on Apple and Spotify if you prefer to just listen to the show, and you can also find us on any of the major social media platforms. Just search at The Dawgs Podcast. Lastly, if you want more Dawgs content, head to jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dog Pack member on the Patreon page, access to the private Discord, fantasy football with us. Obviously, you're too late this year, but you'll be here next year for all these leagues. It's a week-long therapy session because you're going to need it this year if you're watching these games. So you need people to bounce your thoughts and your ideas off with the Browns. This is the place to be. Jointhedawgs.com, become the official Dog Pack member. Well, guys, another hurt game. Like I mentioned quickly, Browns were taken behind the woodshed, 41-17.
Josh, you're looking at the banner. Gosh, wow.
Browns might not win a game this year.
Jeez, bro. Heavy, man.
Hey, you got to be able to score.
Oh,
right?
That's good. Okay,
I feel like might
reset.
not win a game is being extremely optimistic.
Okay, that's fair too.
Yes. So tough game for the Browns. And like I said, this is one of those things where nobody should be acting surprised. There should be little surprise. Some people kind of thought like this offense was going to be better this year. I had zero expectation of that, especially when Quinshon Judkins was not signed yet. And we'll get to his performance today. I thought that was an encouraging thing. My biggest thing for this team this year, at least just real quick off the top of my head, is the rookies look good. Again, 2 weeks in a row. I thought Mason Graham played really well today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we made our kicks today, which was nice. And I do think we look more buttoned up in terms of mental mistakes, like not as many pre-snap penalties and that kind of stuff. So basically we said as long as we can be competitive and it doesn't go off the rails, that's about as good as we can expect for this season. And I know the score was 41-17, but this was a lot closer game for most of it. Like this was, it was a 10-point game heading into the fourth quarter. And then it just, the dam broke. It was typical Cleveland too. Like the defense played great for 98% of the time, but this is just the story of my life when it comes to being a Browns fan. The offense can be struggling for an entire game and the defense is just keeping us in it, playing lights out. And then the offense finally gets a spark. They finally get a bounce to go their way and we get a touchdown and we make it a 10-point game. And it's like, holy crap. It's a 10-point game heading into the fourth. The Ravens give up tons of fourth quarter leads. Maybe we got some magic in there. And then that's the drive that the defense comes out and just completely forgets how to play. Like it's like the Browns defense can have one bad drive a game and it's always immediately after we score a touchdown to make it interesting. And they just immediately come out and give the 7 points right back up. I don't know what it is. Our defense was amazing again today for 99.9% of that game. And then we scored a touchdown to make it a 10-point game heading into the fourth quarter. And they immediately just give up an awful drive and let them go right down and score a touchdown. And it was like the straw that broke. Like, well, we're definitely not scoring 3 more times again. So you might as well just call this game now. I don't understand why we're so cursed with that. It's been going on my whole life.
Yeah.
The offense will suck. The defense will be great. The offense will finally get it together for a drive and go score. In the very next drive, the defense falls asleep and gives up a touchdown. Story of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I told my mom today, I'm like 99% sure that Cleveland Stadium's built on Indian burial ground or something. There's something happening. We're cursed. We're for real cursed. It's really disappointing, man. I'm with you for a lot of the game. I was glued to the TV. I was excited. There was moments where, I thought we could come up with some magic, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to just stupid mistakes. You can't turn the ball over, and we did it twice. I think they're a fumble and a really, really stupid interception, bad interception. The fumble, I'm pretty sure it was returned for a touchdown too. So you're just automatic points back. It's just frustrating. It's just
all three of those things led to touchdowns for them. Well, I'm sorry, those two things led to touchdowns. The third thing was the block punt.
Yeah,
our special teams is terrible. And then let's not forget that the touchdown to Cedric Tillman, that should have been pick number 2 for Joe Flacco. He threw it right to Marlon Humphrey, just somehow went through his hands and somehow into Tillman's hands. Yes, that was a lucky break for us. Rough game.
This says we start the season against 2 playoff teams and scream curse. Is Kansas City curse? Well, one, I have a hard time believing, like the Bengals, especially if Burrow's going to be hurt long term, not a playoff team, and they also weren't that good last year. And we beat them all the time. And the fact that we couldn't score any points against them is deflating. Also, Kansas City's not cursed. I just don't think Kansas City's very good this year. And I think a lot of people kind of predicted that they were on the downward part of their dynasty unless they do a shakeup on the offensive side of the ball. So it's comparing apples and oranges, the two situations. The special teams thing, the blocked punt, I don't know if it was a mental mistake or if it's by design, but our interior lineman, our guard, did not block the guy who was right over him and went to the outside. And then just the up back had to try to block some 200, our safety. It was Ronnie Hickman had to try to block some linebacker or whoever it was who had a 5-yard sprint. Of course he got blown up. He was outweighed by the dude by 60 pounds and the guy had an 8-yard sprint at him. Like, I don't know if that was by design or if our lineman is, at least in my day, the lineman's always supposed to take the inside threat. That's the quickest path to the ball is the straight line, is the inside guy. So I don't know. I'm obviously not on the punt team, and I don't know the design of the blocking for it. But to me, I watched that, and I was like, why would we want our up back, our protector guy, one-on-one with a guy who outweighs him by 60 pounds and has a 10-yard head start at him? That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
There's a lot about this team that doesn't make a lot of sense. I find myself asking more and more every week, what the hell are we doing? In so many different situations that it's really getting frustrating. And, we can have a long-term discussion about this team at some point, but from today's game, like Justin said, way too many mistakes. You cannot turn the ball over like that. And then, going forward on 4th downs and stuff like that. We don't have the offense to do things. I don't know how else to put it. Like, we can't do things. We can't run the ball effectively. We can't pass. Our receivers suck. They're slow. We talked about that before we got on here live. Like, we're the slowest team I've ever watched. It's ridiculous.
I said this in the offseason, and I don't want to nitpick our draft because so far our draft appears to be like a home run. Every single one of these draft picks seems to be a hit. But we did scream that we should pick all offense for a reason. And Mason Graham looked great today, and Carson Schwarzenegger has been awesome so far. But there was a reason we screamed to go all offense in this draft, and it's because we don't. Our number 1 wide receiver is Jerry Jeudy, and he would be a number 2 on almost every other team. And there's a couple teams out there he might be the number 3. Like, you could make the argument in Minnesota when Jordan Addison is healthy that Jerry Jeudy would be the 3 on that team. And he is our number 1. And last year, I don't want to overreact to a 2-game sample stretch so far, but we have this 2 games plus all of the seasons in Denver to compare to last season. It's looking like last year was a fluke because, first of all, if you really examine last year, a lot of that production came out of 5 games with Jameis Winston. Before and after that, there was nothing. He lit it up. That we had a stretch where he went off with Jameis Winston, and since then, it's been bad. Led the league in drop passes. Even with being 6th in receiving yards last year, he still led the league in drop passes. He's dropping passes this year. He had 1 nice catch today. 1 nice catch, and it was followed up by dropping one that hit him right in the chest. Yeah.
I mean, and that's something like Denver fans were all over our comments, like after we traded for him and stuff, said, good luck with the drop passes and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, they were right. It's just what he does. And, going back to like the draft picks, we screamed yes for offensive players. And, You know, we went defense, and those guys look good. Mason Graham, Carson Swessinger. Like, we have an elite defense, which is awesome. They're really great to watch for like 2.5 quarters. That elite defense doesn't matter. We held Derrick Henry to 23 yards. Lamar Jackson had 2 carries for 13 yards. You just those 2 things alone, you would think, well, the team playing against them obviously won. We got beat by 24 points. So this elite defense, what does it really matter? And I hate saying that because I love it. But, man, the offense is that bad.
About the offense, too, like as far as the receivers, there's no threat. Like there's no deep threat. There's no guy that can, take the top off. There's no guy that can even kind of affect anything on the defense. They're all everything so far has just been either short or 7-8 yards down the field. There's nothing. We can't just bomb one straight down the field. There's no over the top threat. There's no even like Isaiah Bond. I know he's our fastest guy, but I kind of felt like today he was pretty ineffective. You know what I mean? For all the speed and all that. So I don't know if it's just the offense. I don't know if it's we don't really have any good players.
So much of our offense is like these short little passes. How many times too where guys are catching the ball with their back to our end zone? Like, can anybody catch one in stride? Like, can we catch one running at full speed so maybe we have a chance to break a tackle and make a big play? I don't know if that's the offense or if it's just like we don't have. Joe Flacco was under pressure, I felt like, all day today. And nobody's open. Like you guys have said, we have to be the slowest professional offense maybe in the history of the league. I watch us and it's like there is zero explosiveness. I saw this stat. Let me pull this up real quick because I was like, this is wild. The Browns are on an 8-game losing streak, longest active losing streak in the league, and in those 8 games, the offense is averaging. Hold on to your britches here. 13.1 points per game. The last time this team put up 20 points was in Week 13 versus the Broncos last year. The Browns' passing offense during this span is 236.4 yards per game, 10 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions.
That's bad,
it sounds about right. Based on what we've watched, that all sounds absolutely accurate, bro.
That was Earl to Pearl, by the way, on X. He shot him out. He said there's absolutely nothing creative or explosive about the Browns offense, even with a young offensive mind as your new OC. Sometimes things just are what they are and what they are not. Some people are upset with Stefanski on this. If I'm going to be upset with anybody for the offense right now, it's got to be Andrew Berry. We can't draft a wide receiver. We trade for wide receivers that are good. Like Amari Cooper was good, but Amari Cooper's leaps and bounds better than what Jerry Jeudy is. So like we traded for Jerry Jeudy, and it's not the Amari Cooper deal. And we don't have a Zay Flowers. We don't have a guy that you can just send on a 10-yard dig and he just outruns the guy who's in man coverage, or you just get him the ball in the soft spot of the zone and he's so fast and twitchy that he just makes the first guy miss. We don't have it. We don't have that. We don't have anything. We have Njoku, who's like a big rumbling, tumbling guy, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And then, I mean, you got a situation today where, I mean, both of your tackles aren't even in the game. You got, Jack Conklin's already missing games, and, Cornelius Lucas is over there at right tackle, and then DeJuan Jones is in and out of the lineup all day with whatever the guy's name is that we picked up off of whoever's I don't remember who he was now.
Leviston,
that was it, yeah. Because of the heat? Like, this offensive line, we dropped the ball.
We blamed a lot of this lack of run game on Ken Dorsey, and it appears. Sorry, I wasn't winking at you. My contact was dry.
I was like, did I miss something?
Yeah. But we blamed a lot of this lack of run game on Ken Dorsey and a lot of this offense on Ken Dorsey. Maybe it turns out it wasn't Ken Dorsey.
Yeah.
Maybe we just aren't good.
And they got old. Good. They got older very, very quickly. And even like before that, I think maybe Nick Chubb covered some things up for us.
Made them than what they are.
A lot better than they probably, were.
And it really sucks because but like Ethan Posick came in, it was really great the first year, and he's been not even close to as good since then.
Yeah.
Wyatt Teller was great that first year and part of that second year, and we loved him. And I freaking love Wyatt Teller, but it pains me to say he's not what he was. Joel Bitonio is just super old. You know, I still love Joel. DeJuan Jones in now the lineup because of it. Was it even that hot? Like, you play on one side of the ball, bro. You know what I mean? You know, and Jack Conklin can't stay healthy. Like,
and it's not like you're sustaining, 10-play drives.
No, it is interesting though. As bad as this offense was, okay, which we're all talking about just how bad this offense was. We had 3 more passing first downs. We had 5 more rushing first downs. 2 of their first downs were from penalty. We didn't get any first downs from penalty, so they were aided in penalties. We were 7 of 18 on third down. They were 3 of 12 on third down. We outgained them by 80 yards. We each had 12 drives, and we had more passing yards than them.
We ran 20 more plays than they did.
Yes, and we our time of possession, we beat them in the time of possession, and we had the same amount of penalties for 14 more yards. So neither team was heavily penalized, and we got beat 41-17.
Right, that's
blown
right.
out.
Right,
blown out.
Because you can't stop turning the ball over, and because you can't not get a punt blocked, and also it killed us. Devin Bush played well, but they literally threw him the ball in the end zone, and he dropped an interception. Then they scored a touchdown on the very next play. How many times has that happened to us as Browns fans? Where it's like, oh, you got to make that pick, and then they end up scoring on that drive. It was the very next play.
I mean, Ravens could say the same thing for Marlon Humphrey, too. Like, that should have been a pick and ended up being a touchdown on the same play. I did want to point out here, what does this say? Decente Small. I can't read this. It's too small on my screen. It just says you guys never hold the coach responsible. These checkdowns do not cut it. Well, when it comes to these, like, I know we're not doing like a whole lot of the pre-snap penalties. That was a lot of the crap from last year. We're on pace to lead the league for the third year in a row now in turnovers.
Yep.
And this offense is pathetic, and we don't score more than 20 points ever. I think Kenny Mack has a voicemail later we're going to play. He's got a stat in there about how many times we've scored over 19 since we made the playoffs, and it's like 3 times in what was it, 23 games or something? It's pathetic. It's pathetic.
It's beginning of the year, they're saying seats are guaranteed, everything's cool. If this is a whole season and it plays out exactly like, what we've seen the last 2 weeks, I don't know how you go into next year and you say, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, we got to run it back. We got to run it back at least for a year or two and get a new quarterback in there. And I just think the water is going to get way, way too hot. And, at the end of the day,
I think unless I'm not even gonna lie, I think we could go 0-16, and unless it is like leaks out of the locker room, just complete dumpster fire, we're getting beat 60-0, and you can tell the guys have given up. They're back. They're 100% back.
Yeah, I know
you don't trade your first round draft pick and all that stuff if you think you're gone the next year.
True. I mean, I guess things can change from the ownership side of things, but I'm kind of with you. I feel like there are guarantees there that because I don't feel like there's a sense of urgency from anybody on the coaching staff, the front office. Like, I feel like I don't even give a shit half the time, and it drives me nuts. But I know you were saying that in jest about we go 0-16, 0-17, but think about it, guys. Like, if this offense continues on this path and it's terrible, we can't score, we can't move the ball, we're turning things over. Like, our elite defense is not going to stay elite all season. Like, there are going to be games where they're going to be checked out early because we just threw 2 pick sixes in the first quarter or something, and or like today, we don't have Martin Emerson, obviously, and then we're down Denzel Ward. So Cam Mitchell's out there with Miles Harden, and forget it. That's where they're picking up all their yards through the air because our secondary blows. And now that I don't blame on Andrew Berry because you had 3 top cornerbacks. It just sucks that now you're down to 1 for much of this game. You saw the
loss of Martin Emerson a lot today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, Cam Mitchell got worked.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Name I wasn't familiar with before this day, Tylan Wallace. Who knew? Who knew that that was going to be the huge deal breaker on the day?
It was like second quarter, and I was like, we're getting shredded by dudes I don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
Like we did a great job. It was good to we bottled up Derrick Henry. He did absolutely nothing. We bottled up Lamar for the most part until late, and then he ends up with 4 touchdowns. But he only had he ended up 225, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Like that's a pretty solid.
It's a pretty solid game. Yeah, it's a good game.
But I feel like he got he got one of those touchdowns late with DeAndre Hopkins. Like I felt like for at least like a half, like we did a pretty good job on him. He didn't have hardly any rushing yards. He only had 13 yards rushing. Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 23 yards. One of his carries was 8.
Yeah, he was 6 carries for 6 yards at one point, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, we did a great job on Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Simon understood.
We just can't stop turning the ball over. And we knew that was coming. Like, and I said online, people are already calling for Joe Flacco to not be in there, and they were the same people who thought if we were going to go to the Super Bowl because we were getting Joe Flacco, and it was like, guys, we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. He played in the same offensive system last year and wasn't good that Danny Dimes is playing in this year and looks like the comeback player of the year in. That should say something, because I guarantee you almost everybody who's watching this show right now doesn't think Daniel Jones is any good. And if I would have told you at the beginning of the year, if I would have polled Browns fans at the beginning of the year and asked them which quarterback do they want on this team for this upcoming season, Daniel Jones or Joe Flacco, it would have been overwhelmingly Joe Flacco. And if we would have said we wanted Daniel Jones instead, we would have been getting cussed out. People would have said we don't know ball, all this stuff. And Joe Flacco failed in the exact same offense that Daniel Jones is excelling in this year. We told you guys that he wasn't going to be the savior of this team. We told you.
Well, let's do this first commercial break, and then we'll hit Brad's voicemail on the other side, and then we can dive into more of this quarterback talk. This episode is sponsored by Manly Bands. Browns fans, it's time to kick off the NFL season, and it's also time for you to kick off your wedding band game. Head to manlybands.com right now for their fall wedding sale. Get 30% off site-wide, plus use promo code CAMP25, CAMP25, to get an extra $25 off your order. Manly Bands has the most unique, handcrafted wedding bands for men, and they've got a huge selection, so many different styles, materials, and collections to choose from. Plus, they've got manly gifts for any situation you need, whether you're getting married and you need groomsmen gifts. They've got barware, they've got chains, bracelets, they've got gifts for retirement, and they've got your everyday stuff like lighters and coffee mugs. They've even got ear pods and some pretty cool t-shirts as well. So dive into football season this fall. Head to manlybands.com, 30% off with the fall wedding sale, and get an extra $25 off your order with promo code CAMP25. That's manlybands.com/dogs.
Since 1989, Mount Hope Fence has set the standard in outdoor living. From decks and railings to fences and patios, we've got you covered. Our lineup features top brands like TimberTech, AlumaGuard, Preferred Railing, and Unilock, along with our own premium Duralux vinyl products. For over 30 years, we've partnered with contractors ensuring reliable job site delivery. Discover quality and excellence in all things outdoors with Mount Hope Fence.
All right,
Welcome back.
Dive into anything, or just hit Brad's voicemail quick?
Let's just go straight to Brad's voicemail.
What's up, Dog Pound? It's Brad, Moneymaker. Dylan Gabriel. Might as well start the backup chant for the backup QB. I mean, yeah, today was not Joe Flacco's day. I don't know, man. The whole offense was a disaster. Now, the Ravens defense is good, but man, we just couldn't get nothing going. And when we did, it was too late. And then, I don't know, man, Quinshon Judkins looked promising. All the rookies look pretty promising, honestly, which is good for the future. The defense looked good until they were totally spent and exhausted, and we lost a bunch of people to injury. Offensive line was injured too. But, maybe 0-17's on its way. Hopefully not. But, it could happen. So, hey, it's going to be a long season. Drink up, boys. Let's go. Roof, roof, roof.
I like, so this just kind of, he started with the Dylan Gabriel chant.
Yeah.
One, obviously he was going against some backup Ravens defenders. They had pulled some starters, and the Ravens were obviously not trying very much. But Dylan Gabriel looked pretty good in his one drive. His touchdown pass was a nice throw, like getting it up over the safety or the corner, whichever it was. So that was encouraging. I feel like we kind of talked about this heading into the season, and like where a good point to see Dylan Gabriel in the or eventually Shador, at least just one of these rookie quarterbacks. And we kind of had our eye on like that Week 7 matchup against the Dolphins as maybe the best time to get a rookie in there. Just go now. Just go now, because and I know, like, and I joked before we came on here, we got the Packers next, and I said we might not get a yard, they've completely shut down the Detroit Lions and the Commanders, two prolific offenses. What are they going to do to us? You remember when we used to play the Bears and they had Justin Fields and they had negative yards passing? Mm-hmm. I'm in fear that that's what this is going to look like against the Packers next week, but. And maybe it's just like not very fair to just throw Dylan Gabriel out against that defense for his first game. But we can't score. Joe Flacco can't put up 20 points. It's doing no good to have him in there. Just do it. Just baptism by fire. Just get him in there. The quicker you get him in there, the quicker you can start to see if he's got anything to offer. And I'm not even saying he has to play perfect, but if he just looks like there's something to build on, and then you just keep going. And then if he doesn't, then go to the next rookie, because we got to figure out if one of them can play or both of them can play by the end of the season. And I don't even think Joe will play as bad as he played today every single game, but there's just no point. There's just no point for him to be in there. There's just not.
No, well, I mean, they asked Kevin after the game, are you considering a quarterback change from Joe to Dylan after this game? And he said no. So, I mean, unless we get one of those, wink, wink, nod, nod, Joe Flacco has a, hammy injury this week in practice or something, it's going to be Joe Flacco against the Packers. And that's like the best defense in the league right now.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Blake. We are in big trouble next weekend.
It's a gauntlet. It's a gauntlet the next... 4 weeks? I mean, Joe Flacco's mobility, I'm terrified about next week. Terrified.
Michael, it kind of has a feeling like a game he might not make it out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel will probably play in the game, just not by design.
Which sucks,
Yeah.
One thing that Brad said I wanted to address is, he kind of like said, the Ravens are a pretty good defense. They gave up 41 points last week.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Exactly.
the live
Bless you.
sneeze.
Excuse me. I was trying to hold it in.
I can't edit that out.
I'm sorry. This defense, and I saw Aaron said Roquan Smith had a good game. Yes, he dominated today. Did I say Aaron Butler said that? But this Ravens defense gave up 41 points last week. The Bengals defense gave up 27 today. They gave up 271 passing yards and 3 touchdowns to Trevor Lawrence, 71 rushing yards to Travis Etienne, 76 receiving yards to Washington. Like, it's not like the Bengals defense didn't come out and shut down Jacksonville today. You know what I mean? We've played, at least so far, 2 defenses that have given up a lot of yards and a lot of points in the games that they didn't play the Browns. So what's going to happen when we play a defense? I mean, did you see what the Lions did to the Bears today?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
And that's the same team that looked like they didn't even belong on the field with the Packers.
Right.
Like it's going to be. I'm not trying to turn this into a preview of next week's game, but it's going to be a massacre.
Well,
That's
go ahead, Justin.
that's going to be bad.
Just to touch on that with Green Bay, I've watched Green Bay dismantle 2 really, really good teams in Washington, and then who did they just play? It's blanking me.
They played
Commanders
Detroit
and
first.
then Detroit, and shut them down completely. And these were explosive, high-flying offenses. I don't know what we're gonna do at all.
Yeah. Jimmy Cleveland, thanks for the super chat, says at this point, play rookies. Shador can throw accurately and down the field. I'm with you, Jimmy. I'm with you guys. Like, I would not mind just moving to the rookies already. Like, you're right, Blake. I agree 100%. The way this offense looks, when we talked about having Joe Flacco kind of get this season started for us, it was to keep us in games, to keep us competitive. That's out the window already. We suck. This offense sucks. Get a rookie in there, see if anything changes, see if they show anything. But Jimmy, Shador should not be the first name you throw out there because it will be Dylan, as it was today. Dylan will get the first crack at this thing, and he'll be in there for as long as until he gives it up.
This is one of those things where I lost my train of thought. Never mind. I got too many messages coming in here. I got text messages coming in on my computer. I had the best point I was maybe ever gonna make, and it got ruined. But I was gonna say we wanted to start Joe at the beginning because we wanted to tell the vets in the locker room, like, we're going out. This guy gives us the best chance to win. This season's not just about figuring out what's for next year. That, like you said, that ship has sailed. It is about it's on to figuring out what's going to happen next year. Because I remember I was going to say, what's the worst that could happen if we go to a rookie? We're averaging 13 points a game our last 8 games. 13 points a game in our so what? We'll score 7 or 0. We're averaging 13 points a game in 8 losses. So, like, it can't get any worse. So just do it.
No, I agree with you on that one. I mean, it's bad right now.
Jimmy says, also after today's loss, thank you again for another super chat. The team visibly frustrated and body language shows. That's another thing that scares me, is because I know some people want to, but I don't want to turn over the entire staff. Like, I don't, whenever you're doing like an experiment, I guess, or troubleshooting, you don't just go in if something's not working and change 10
Everything.
things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You change one thing at a time to see, as you're troubleshooting. I don't want to go into next year and have to change 10 things. Offensive coordinator, head coach, defensive coordinator, switch to a different kind of defense, draft a quarterback. I don't want to have to, I don't want a total overhaul, especially because we talked about this a little bit while we were texting after the game. Josh, you said you feel like we're so far away from being anything that's good. I have the opposite feel. This rookie class is so good, and this defense is so good. I have the sense that we might not win a game, but we're going to be very competitive in all 17 of those games. And it's like we're one good rookie class / free agency away again from being like the surprising team. Because Harold Fannin looks like he's very good. Samuelson looks like he's very good. Quinshawn Judkins, he had his one padded practice in the NFL, and I thought he looked pretty good in limited action today. Mason Graham looked really good. Carson Schweschinger looked like this rookie class is the kind of rookie class that you can go from worst to first real quick. It's not going to happen this year because we've talked about offensively we suck. But if you can have if you hit 5 more starters again in next year's class and 3 of them are on the offensive side of the ball, and then you bring in 1 or 2 difference makers in free agency and pair that with this rookie class, I don't know. I don't get the sense that we're 10 years away. I get the sense like we got to take our lumps this year and get these young guys some experience that is going to be very good for them heading into next year, where like we could take a big leap next year if we hit on the draft again. It obviously is all dependent on hitting on the draft again, but that's how I feel about this team. Like I'm zero. I don't want to say I'm not mad because it sucks that the season's already over, but the season never began for me. I knew we weren't going to win any games. This is 0%. I knew this is the way it was going to go. So I wanted to see were our rookies going to be good? Are we not having as many penalties and like that kind of stuff? And so far this year, and through 2 games, the stuff I've wanted to see out of the team, outside of wins, obviously, I've seen. So I don't know. Maybe my expectations are just different this year compared to other people.
I just am at the point now in this whole, and we've had the same regime the entire time we've done this podcast. So we kind of started when this regime came into being. And I've like I said things during the game when I was kind of like, because I was at a party today. And I was like kind of just watching things real quick on my phone, and I would say things to people that I'm like, it sounds like something I said last year and the year before, almost like making an excuse as to, well, why it's like this or what would it be better whenever we get that. And like, how many years are we going to go making the same excuses for the same coaching staff, for the same front office, and we're going to come out here and have another losing season? And then it's like, well, next year, if we just do this or get this and that.
When was the last time we had good offensive players?
This regime, they've never gotten them.
we haven't had good offensive players since 20. We had like a healthier OBJ. We had a good Jarvis Landry. We had a prime Nick Chubb. We had a David Njoku who was coming back. We had a Baker Mayfield in his best year in Cleveland. We had good offensive players since that season, and we went in for Deshaun. We haven't had good offensive players. And maybe like for 1 year, we maybe could have for Deshaun's first year, but he was suspended for 11 games, and it turns out he sucks. You know, so whenever, like, this is why I think that it's such a black stain, the Deshaun trade, because it made everything that we've done look so bad. Deshaun was supposed to elevate a lot of these players. We gave this guy $230 million and said, we don't need to have these elite level guys on this offense because we have this elite level quarterback who's going to raise the play of all these guys. And then he didn't, and we're stuck with all these mid guys and no quarterback. Of course the offense is going to look bad. Well, you can't just correct that overnight. Like
you should be able to correct it over 4 years.
Yeah, but
or at least
it
not
isn't over 4
continue
years.
to go downhill every
his
year.
first season, he missed 11 games. His second season, he got hurt, but right before he got hurt, he led the comeback. Obviously, you're going to bring him back thinking the next year he's going to be good. The next year, he sucked and then got hurt again. You know what I mean? Like, this guy was supposed to elevate the offensive players around him, and he just never played up to the way he was supposed to, but we still gave him all the money. There's no way to get around. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, he got hurt. I guess I'll just go get another Pro Bowl quarterback and add a number one receiver real quick. That's not the way it works. We didn't have any first-round picks. We didn't have any money. How are we supposed to revamp the offensive side of the ball when you don't have any first-round picks and you don't have any money to spend?
I'm talking the same things during games, like play calling things, or why are we doing this in this situation? Why are we, we're turning the ball over, or we're jumping off side, or whatever the case may be. I'm like, this
but
is
we're
a
not
theme
doing
now.
that this year. We're not doing that this year.
We had penalties today. It wasn't
We had
a ton.
6. We had 6.
Okay.
That's not that many in an NFL game. That's
Okay,
not that many penalties. That's the exact same amount that the Ravens had today.
Okay, well, I guess they're great then.
I'm not saying they're great. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Like,
I don't understand what are when you go out and you get Deshaun Watson, and we can go back and pull clips from this saying we don't need to have a number one. These guys. We don't need to have 10 All-Stars around him. This isn't Baker Mayfield. We have the elite quarterback, and then the elite quarterback came in and was never elite, but we still gave him elite
I'm just
money.
saying that I'm not making excuses for the next 5 years for this regime because they made a bad trade 10 years ago. At some point, enough is
no
enough.
matter who you get in, they're still going to be dealing with that trade.
Maybe we just need
There's still going to be we finally got our first round picks back, and we're going to finally have money again. But they've been cleaning up the mess of that. Which, by the way, this podcast was very pro, so I don't think we can dump crap on them.
Yeah, but you're allowed to change your opinion with new information. I'm no longer very pro the mistake. I was pro before the mistake.
Yeah, but
now I look at it and say,
can't-
okay, we need to do better now.
But I don't understand what the expectation is. I just don't. I don't know.
Not
I don't know
sucking
what you
dick
think
every
you're going to
week.
do. You knew we were going to.
That doesn't mean I have to be okay with it. Why do I have to sit here and say, "Oh, the Browns suck. This is wonderful. I'm so happy every year."
I'm not saying it to be wonderful. I'm saying you have to have realistic expectations for. We picked us to go 0-17.
Realistic expectations are when your team sucks, any other NFL team makes changes. We do the same shit every year and get the same results.
But my argument is we're not doing the same thing this year.
Yeah.
We have
0-2,
way less
that's the
penalties.
same
We have way less penalties. We have 4 turnovers so far,
Just wait
but
till
we
the
can all
season's
agree
over,
that
buddy.
that 2 of them were fluke turnovers. So we have like 2 legitimate bad turnovers, and we have significantly less penalties than we would have at this point last year.
And a blocked punt and a fumble return for a touchdown. It's the same shit. It's just a different
which is
year.
a turnover. I disagree. Especially when you knew it was going to happen. You don't have good players.
I'm just saying. Just because I didn't expect us to be good doesn't mean I have to be okay with it.
I mean, I guess like maybe I'm just dead enough inside, but I didn't think we would score any points this year, and I didn't think we would win any games. So the fact that we have not won any games and not scored any points, here we are. Like, I don't know what we thought.
I think it's very fair to have waning trust right now. You know what I mean? I completely understand that. It's fair. It's completely fair. I'm also very anti just roll the whole organization over because I feel like I've watched us do that every 2 to 3 years for my entire life since this organization came back in '99. I mean, the Deshaun Watson trade is going to go down as something that's going to goof this organization up for at least 5 years. You know, it's going to be tough to actually get back to it. We're completely in the red on money before the season starts every year. The draft picks that we traded away that we were like, that didn't matter. It did. It made us older. It made us slower. It made us way less athletic. So I get it. But at the same time, I absolutely was on board at that point. I was like, this is probably the best quarterback that this organization has ever seen since '99. And it just completely blew up. So, it is what it is.
We've all also been on the record saying that if we had the opportunity to do that trade again, we would have, because at least we took the shot and we weren't complacent. So if we're pro the trade, we've been pro saying that we would do it again because at least they didn't just sit on their hands and settle for mediocrity. Then how can we not then give them the chance to get out from underneath it? That's my point of view.
You have more patience than me. That's all it is. I mean, that's what it boils down to. You're more patient with this regime to give them more years to get out from under it. And I'm kind of getting to the point. I'm not saying I'm there yet. I'm saying I'm getting to. I'll tell you who I am there with.
This is the first year.
I'm there with Bubba Ventrone. I don't want him around here anymore. I think the special teams has been bad for years.
I think that's a mistake. I think Bubba Ventrone.
Chime in.
Again, I've talked about this before. When your special teams players are your second and third string players. So when your starters are not good, how bad are your second and third string players? If you don't have good depth, your special teams will not be good. We have undrafted free agent.
But by all means, keep all the people making these decisions. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, can I stop you just for 1 second? Can I stop you guys for 1 second?
I don't think coaching, Bubba Ventrone can't go out there and make Ronnie Hickman not get blown up.
Yeah, but who put him there?
Who's going to play there?
You would think somebody. You made the point that you knew the type of person that should be playing that spot. Why doesn't Bubba?
I said that the person playing the spot, that's almost always a safety. I don't know what the blocking scheme is.
Well, either way, they blow.
Like if your starters are not good, your depth is tested. Your special teams are not going to be good because your starters aren't even good. Of course, your special teams aren't going to be good. There's people playing on your special teams that shouldn't even be in the NFL. That's not necessarily, as somebody I've never coached the NFL, but I've coached football.
We like this.
There's only so much
this roster coming into the season, though. There was nobody on this team that we thought shouldn't be in the NFL.
Almost our entire offense. We couldn't say. How can you?
But the entire offense is not playing punt. That's what I.
No,
Justin,
no,
chime in.
But if the players on the punt team aren't good enough to be on the offense, they're probably. You know what I mean? Our offensive players are D-level players. So their backups that are on the punt team are F-level players. You're filling your special teams with F-level players.
And I love the people making those decisions.
Again, you can't just correct that in one offseason.
Okay, let's see how many it takes.
First year,
let's see how many it takes.
This is the first year that we have decided to move on from Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson is one player, though. That's the thing. Like the rest of this team, you can build the rest of the team with other.
No, you can't.
So
because
they have
you don't have
no
any
free
money.
agency. They've had no other draft picks other than
you don't
Deshaun.
have any money. You don't have any money, and you don't have any first round
they
draft
have plenty
picks.
Of money.
Oh my God, no, they don't. They fandangled the books, but you can only do that so far. You can't go out and add a Justin Jefferson when you're giving your quarterback $230 million.
Well, no shit.
So that's what I'm saying.
There's
This is the first year where we've said we're moving on from Deshaun. This is and he's still on the team. We're still paying him, and this is the first year we've had first round draft picks because of that. So I just don't understand. We're losing patience. The year that we knew we were going to suck, this is the year we're losing patience.
Yes.
You knew we were going to suck. If anything, I would have lost patience last year, the year before, when we were supposed to be good. We knew we were going to suck.
Well, that's where the patience started being lost, at least for me.
So
can I announce something for you guys real quick? Just change the scene a little bit on this. I just got a update on my phone. Joe Burrow is feared to have suffered a grade 3 toe injury, is going to have surgery, and he's going to be out about 3 months. Just had that come through my phone. Just to say something else for a second, and then go ahead and continue, boys. you know.
Well, how about this? I'm going to hit this other commercial break real quick, and then we'll hit Kenny's voicemail on the other side. This episode is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Your season, your shot. The NFL is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. From first touchdown scores to anytime TD props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. And new customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly, plus score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BROWNS. That's code BROWNS to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
For everybody in the chat, Justin just messaged and said, you guys are spicy tonight. If you guys are new to the show, you've missed some good
Good Lord.
some good head-to-heads in the past.
I know, my God.
This
I
isn't new.
couldn't even get a word in. I don't even know what the topic we were even talking about anymore was. Are we talking about Ventrone? Are we talking about firing everybody? Good Lord. I'm ADD. Stay with me here, boys. Come on now.
All right, we got Kenny. Let's let Kenny get us back to this game.
Well, guys, it is Kenny Mack here, and all week I heard about how angry the Browns or the Ravens are about blowing the lead last week. But, tell me why the Browns shouldn't be more angry. I mean, yes, we blew a lead, but man, we haven't won a game since November 21st. So forget about that we had more yards spin that we do every week, or what if I told you the garbage time stats that added on don't matter. I mean, here's the real number. Since clinching the playoffs versus the Jets, December 28th, 2023, the Browns have scored more than 19 points 3 times in 23 games. That's it. We got a 2-time coach of the year, supposed offensive genius, and we're stuck at 16 points a game. This sucks, man. Our defense needs more. And the other thing is this, we have like 5 turnovers a game. And what I mean by that is, yes, we have turnovers. Yes, our turnover differential sucks. But it's the constantly going for it on 4th down, the missed field goals, it's the block punts that all lead to points that we're to the other team. It's got to stop. It's not winning football. Anyways, guys, good luck the rest of the season. I'm out.
Something that's crazy also with the whole, just how bad we are on offense and how, low that points per game is the NFL, makes it a point to make sure that the offenses go absolutely crazy. They make it a point to, give offenses almost like an advantage. And we have not taken that advantage, unfortunately. It's wild.
We have to. Somebody said in here that it's everybody's fault except for the trash line and the coach. Maybe you weren't here at the beginning. We talked about how bad this offensive line is until, and I've said this a million times, until we get a running game going, we're never going to score points.
No.
Because as you, again, get into the red zone, all of a sudden passing becomes increasingly difficult because you don't have as much room to operate. And you need to have a run game to be able to, stay ahead of the chains, stay in 3rd and short. And all of a sudden you're in 2nd and 8, 3rd and 9, and you're inside, at the 25 and you don't have any room to operate. And then you end up settling for a field goal. And then your kicker only makes 50% of his kicks. So until we get some kind of running game, consistent running game, we're going to struggle on offense. And I'm not even saying if Quinshon really gets going and becomes way better, we're going to go from what we are now to, the Peyton Manning led Broncos, but it'll be better, I think we'll be able to score some more points. And just kind of talking about that run game, what did you guys think of Quinshon's debut?
I'll take it, Josh. I super encouraged. The kid's got wheels. He's got speed. The thing that I love the most is he had that one run and he trucked a guy. The dude hit him, and I've watched our guys just absolutely crumble. First contact, we can't get anything after contact in the run game for the most part. And then he just basically just knocks 2 guys over, picks up another like 5-6 yards, or it was more than that. He actually was like 10 or something like that. But I'm super encouraged by it. It's a nice change of pace. He's the kind of running back that we've been missing. We don't have a big guy that can just run it through the gap and punish you a little bit.
Yeah, what I saw from Quinshon Judkins today was encouraging, like you guys said, but also at the same time made me doubly positive that our offensive line is trash now, because this guy ended up with 10 carries for 61 yards, 6.1 a carry. Hey, that's pretty nice. Before he ripped off that 31-yard run in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, he was 8 carries for 29 yards. 3.6 a carry. And that's good. Like, that's good for our running game. 3.6. Hell, I'll take that every time. Better than the 1 point whatever last week. So even Quinshon Judkins is having trouble getting through this line. I mean, and this is a guy with vision and speed and burst. And what I like about him is when he gets hit, he's still falling forward. Mm-hmm. He's picking up an extra half a yard or a yard after he gets hit. And that's what we need, because that wasn't Ford. And Sampson's a good runner too, but he's just too small to do that.
Right.
So I think the future is bright for Judkins. We just need a freaking line.
I did think I was encouraged with Judkins. Like, he took a handoff out around the edge, and I feel like any of our other running backs would have been a 1 yard loss, and he was actually able to get the edge and get like a 6 yard carry. And
he didn't dance it to the freaking sideline. Yeah,
no, he got the edge and just went. And I was like, oh, hey, we have a fast running back again. That's kind of crazy. And I thought even Ford had a couple tough runs today. Somebody in here said the two safety defenses really stunted offenses the last couple of years. We kind of saw that, like, teams started doing that against Mahomes and the Chiefs because they were, this high flying offense, and it's just kind of like picked up everywhere. This is why we said, like, the run game is going to become more and more important. The NFL kind of goes in swings and shifts, and I think we're shifting back to how important a run game can be. Obviously, the quarterback is still going to be important because a good quarterback can even open up your run game if he's a threat to make a play. And if he's, they know, like, we have to cover people because he'll beat us. If you're not even really worried about covering people and you can just blitz because the other team's quarterback sucks, like, that's going to kill your running game. But I was encouraged what I saw. I think he's had one padded practice in the NFL, and he's been out of practice now for 2 months, 3 months, whatever it has been. So I think I don't expect a good game this week. I don't, I don't expect a good game out of anybody this week. But I think he showed glimpses of, like, why we should be excited about his future in Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he definitely kept himself in football shape, which is encouraging too. I mean, as far as his, like, work ethic and off the field stuff, he was still focused and all that. So that was good. I agree. Next week's going to be rough. Our expectations need to be, if you have low expectations, you need to lower them more. Like, they're not low enough.
You need to raise that patience up, brother. It's going to be tough next week, dog.
The thing that really cracked me up about today, so it's, whether it was the Baltimore or the NFL or whoever decided to do this 30th year celebration on the day that they host the Browns in Baltimore and all this stuff, we talked shit in the media all week. Jerry Jeudy said their secondary presents no challenges. Grant Delpit said Derrick Henry is not hard to tackle. And there were some other things that were said, and it's like, you guys got beat by 24 on their 30th celebration. Like, shut up.
I'll say this. Like, the Jerry Jeudy, they pose no issues thing. Maybe. What's Grant Delpit supposed to say?
No, I totally.
God.
Well, and I did say that if anybody was going
to
to say that he's not hard to tackle, Grant Delpit can say that because he laid him out last year. But I just like Jerry Jeudy, it's like, dude, then go out there and dominate.
Yeah.
Get open. Make the catches. Don't drop shit right off your chest.
It's one of those things. The 30th year celebration today was, there's zero words to describe how much I hate that team.
That's all it comes down to.
Well, all right. So how about who in the chat here? Man, I have a hard time reading this. Kevin something. So they try to drop that Shador news right before the game.
Schefter's been sitting on that for 2 months.
What did you guys make of that?
I didn't even read the article. All I saw was that he reached out and said, "Don't draft me." And I didn't even think it was real. I literally looked at it and was like, that's fake news.
Shador
And
never. He for some reason he was doing a press conference after the game, the emergency quarterback, and they asked him about it, and he didn't say no, it's not true. He just said my memory doesn't go back that far.
Which is code for I said
Yeah, it
please
happened.
don't draft me.
Yep.
And I'm not. If you're Shador, you know you're never getting on the field in Baltimore, at least for not 6 years. Probably. How old's Lamar?
What,
think so.
28, 29
Yeah.
maybe?
That's right.
Yeah, and he doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Like he's only gotten better and better as a passer. So he's not as. I mean, obviously, what still makes him so dangerous is his ability to make plays. But like he's gotten significantly better from the pocket. Like he's going to be around a
He
while.
can have a career off his arm. Yeah.
Yeah, like why would he want to go and back him up for 6 years, 7 years and never ever get to step onto the field? Obviously, you're going to want to go somewhere and have a faster track to play. There isn't anywhere in the league with a faster track to be maybe being the starter than the Cleveland Browns.
No.
So
Could be quarterback 3 by week 6.
yeah, so it's it'll be so say let me pose a hypothetical for you. Say we move on from Joe because we're just not winning. We're not scoring any points. Say it's 2 weeks from now. We don't even make it to week 7. And then Dylan Gabriel is obviously next man up. He comes out and he gets injured. God forbid. We don't want it to happen, but say he gets injured. Do they go back to Joe or do they hand the reins and keep it with the rookie? And if they don't go to the rookie, what is that shitstorm in the media and the fans if they don't give him his chance?
I'll start it, Josh. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Yep.
So the only thing for me is I think at that point, once you go off of Flacco, like once you go away from Flacco, I don't think that you can ever go back. You know what I mean? I think that you have to just continue down the rookie path. The thing that would be weird is if they did that. Let's say they go back to Flacco. That would be very alarming for me as what's going on inside the organization as far as relationship between Shador and the Browns. You know what I mean? And to me, I'm like, just see what you got. You have an opportunity. You have 2 first-round picks next year. Find out if one of these guys can actually bowl, and then you can address offensive line. You can address tackle. You can address wide receiver. You can address all these needs that we have, and we have needs. There's a lot more that needs to be done. Okay, so I don't know why in the world at this point, if you go away from Flacco, that you would ever go back to him, unless it was like. Go ahead.
I agree 100%. Like once you move off of that, then it's evaluation time.
Yeah.
And for me, the 2 first-round picks next year, the evaluating these 2 guys, Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, is becoming more and more important every week that I watch college football. Because so far, and you guys, let's have this conversation real quick if we can, but I haven't seen anybody in college. I mean, it's only been 3 weeks, but I'm not seeing any of these quarterbacks popping off the screen as like that guy has to be a first-round pick. I haven't seen that yet.
No.
Guys flash. There's been
And
guys.
it's worrying me because we keep banking on this 2026 quarterback class. The Browns have this pick. Oh, our guys in this class. This could be another year now where we're like.
Here's what I was just thinking this. There's a chance the Browns aren't drafting a quarterback for 3 more years because
Jimmy even alluded to that.
Because if none of these guys ascend next year, we're not going to waste a pick on one. With our 2, we'll go somewhere else. And then the next year, if you're picking at the top of the draft and you suck, you're picking Jeremiah Smith.
I would hope so.
You know what I mean? Like a quarterback would have to come out of nowhere and just be like the next coming of Andrew Luck in my eyes for Jeremiah Smith to like not go number 1. I mean, we're talking about a guy who is like basically Jesus Christ out there running routes. So like I just don't. There's a chance you're going to go 3 years without drafting a quarterback because, like you said, I don't want to hear any Cade Klubnik talk.
No.
Maybe the closest one, like with the highest ceiling right now, is Nussmeier.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you might be looking at Julian Sayin in a couple years. Like he throws a good ball. He looks pretty good for Ohio State, and he's a redshirt sophomore. Like you might be looking at him in 2 years or 3 years, whatever year he comes out. It's definitely not Arch Manning.
No.
I don't know if he's injured or if he just sucks, but there's something going on with him. It's just, it's not like the answer at quarterback is in the, like, we just guaranteed in the draft, which is why, like, we were so pro going for a guy like Deshaun, because it's such a crapshoot in the draft. It just sucks that it sucked.
Yeah. Super chat here. I can't see the full name on my screen for some reason. Dragon the something says yes outside of Mendoza. What is it?
The Abandoner.
The Abandoner. And can you read it? Because my my whole thing
says
just went down.
outside of Mendoza, 2026 QBs look awful so far. I'd take Dillon and Shador over a majority of them. Is Mendoza the guy out of Indiana?
Yes, and they haven't played anybody really competitive yet this year, but that's not his fault. He's gone out against bad teams and lit them up, so that's at least encouraging. I need to see him against the Big Ten teams.
They don't even play anybody this year, though. Their schedule is trash.
Is it? I didn't even look. Okay.
Their schedule. They've played high school teams basically to this point. That scares me. Until I see him against like an actual college team, I can't properly evaluate that. Let me see here. Where are we at? Anything else we want to get into? We're pretty much at the hour mark. Chat, anything else you want us to get into?
I see a lot of people talking about Shador. I mean, it does kind of go back to the fact that we are sitting on this guy who was by all accounts, first round talent at quarterback. He's sitting on our roster. We're going to see him at some point.
I heard something on the TV broadcast today that I wanted to mention.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who are huge Shador stands think that the Browns hate him, which doesn't make sense because we moved up in the draft to pick him. If you hated him, you wouldn't have done that. And they think like he's third on the depth chart. He's buried. He's not running the scout team. They hate him. They don't ever want to give him a chance. They said on the TV broadcast that after every single practice, they do a special period after practice with Shador where he gets 8 to 10 reps in the offense just to make sure that Shador is staying active and getting reps in this offense. You don't do that with your third string quarterback if you don't think he has potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I thought that was a really interesting thing they said on the broadcast that I hadn't heard. I hadn't heard that from any of our local media. So I don't know where they got that information from, but if that's true, like that tells you they know that there's maybe something there, and we saw him in that second preseason game. It was not good, and they don't want to throw him out there and destroy the kid. If they really do think he could be good, down the road, they're doing everything they can to kind of nurture that and slowly bring him on like a Jordan Love kind of situation. So then when he does get his chance, he's ready to go. So I think it's the opposite of what people say in terms of like they hate Shador. They don't know. I think they know that they have something there and it's just raw right now. And if they can slowly develop it and bring him along and not destroy his confidence and not getting killed, like they could really have something there. So I think it's the complete opposite of what some people think.
I agree, because I think like a game like today is a great example. I think that if Shador had been thrown out there for, we drafted number 2 overall, he's our guy, we're going to force him in there. I think today would have been a very bad game for him. I think he would have gotten so many sacks. He would have drifted back because he's got these bad habits from college that I think you're right. I think they're trying to work some of that out of him because he is raw, but he's got so much potential. They know that. Well, you got to harness that. You got to work on those other things, get him out of the game until he's ready to go out there and do it. So, yeah,
This
I agree with the
says,
patience.
how are you getting better not playing? Well, he's playing in practice if he's getting 8 to 10 reps after every practice. And yes, you get better by playing in the games. You can also destroy your career by going out there before you're ready.
Welcome to Cleveland.
Yeah,
This guy's
that's
a
right.
Cleveland fan.
I was going to say, as a fan of Cleveland, I can promise you that at some point in this year, we will see both rookies starting games probably.
Yeah, this won't be like
no
a
doubt in my
3-year.
mind. No.
Let's let him develop for 3 years like Jordan Love or whatever.
Yeah.
No, we'll see him this year.
Yeah.
It will
If
happen.
you're not a Browns fan, yeah, he's going to be playing.
Yes. Like you didn't hear Jordan Love fans saying that the Packers hated him. Obviously he was playing behind Aaron Rodgers, which is different than playing behind Joe Flacco. But the concept's the same. Don't throw him to the wolves. Even Patrick Mahomes sat for a year. Don't just. You can ruin the guy's career by just destroying his confidence. A guy like David Carr for the Texans back in the day was, number 1 pick. and they put him behind basically a screen door of an offensive line and just destroyed him. He got beat up, and he was just no confidence, gun shy. You think he runs into sacks now and holds the ball and stuff? Put him out there for 5 games in a row where he's just getting murdered because nobody's open and all that. You're just going to destroy the kid. Then all of a sudden you start seeing ghosts.
Well, and let's I mean, that's all great with Shador, but let's not skip over Dylan Gabriel either, because he's the next in line. Obviously, he's the backup quarterback. We saw him in the preseason, and for the most part, he looked sharp. He had a couple mistakes in the first game. The second game, he came out and was pinpoint, just boom, boom, boom down the field. And then today he comes in. Yes, it was against backups. It was late in the game. Baltimore was pretty much done. But he still had to come in and make the throws, make the reads, do the thing, and he did it. And, he's a very highly decorated quarterback out of college as well. So I think that, like you said earlier in the show, Blake, it can't get any worse. At some point, we do need to move to Dylan. And let's see. I think that all the reports about him being more ready to be in a game and start a game between him and Shador, I think that's probably true. So I'm not as worried about throwing him to the Wolves too soon.
No,
Green Bay might be, I don't know, but soon, yeah.
And like the people saying, like complaining about what we're saying about it's okay that he's sitting right now, and you're being, frankly, babies about it. All of us wanted to draft Shador basically at 2. We're all 3 Shador guys
all day.
Yep.
Yes.
I need a quarterback. I'm desperate. Take him at 2. I was that guy.
We're all 3 Shador guys. We're just okay with not butchering his career before it ever has a chance to get up and going.
Amen.
So, all right, we'll wrap this thing up. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate you guys hanging out through the spiciness. Me and Josh are okay, I promise.
We do this from time to time, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fair.
It turns out that you can have like a good football talk on here, and then like we're still okay.
Like, hey, how's your kid?
Yeah, but we appreciate you guys being here, sticking through the tough times this season. I wish I could tell you it's going to get better. It's not. But we're going to be here every Sunday night to help you guys get through it. Maybe be muy caliente some more in the following weeks.
We might be too. We very well could be.
So we appreciate
Justin's
you guys
like,
being
oh,
here.
no, guys, please don't. Please don't.
Justin's like, I'm just going to check out.
Hashtag deep dog.
So for everybody out there real quick, Justin's like very confrontation adverse. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Like
Non-confrontational.
It makes you very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hate it. I am just a very loving, fun guy. I don't like confrontation.
Yep.
It's just not my thing. But like, and you two are.
We'll argue. It's no big. Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
Justin used to
I
love
should
it
just
very
be the
much when we were in the
mediator.
studio.
I should just be the mediator. Just sit in between you two. Okay, now your time, Josh.
hey, it makes for good TV. TNT, we know drama.
There you go.
The kids don't even know it. Is TNT even still around?
I don't watch. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I'm old. I recognize that reference.
Oh yeah, I do too.
All right. We appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you guys later this week when we're talking about the upcoming match.